Revelation 13 and 16. Um, and then we can also hold Revelation 20 and what is that, 4? Yeah, Revelation 20 and 4. Revelation 14 and 9, yep. You know, all of the scriptures that they scoff at of us bringing out, you know. Um, I believe we are live. We should be live. All right, Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect. Okay, as you brothers can see, man, the title of this lesson, Revelation 13 and 16, equals the RFID C-HIP. Okay, the acronym MOTB, you got to know what that means. When we say that the acronym RFID, you got to know what that means, because the day is going to come where your faith is going to be challenged. Actually, let's open up with 2 Ezra 16 and 69. Give a shot. And then also, go ahead. And then you should have tribulation 10 days of Revelation 2. Yeah.
This is 2 Ezra 16 and 69. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden under foot. For there shall be in every place in the next cities great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord.
Yeah. Individuals that, believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, that actually have something that they're willing to stand for and live for. Okay. Their faith is going to be tested.
Right.
And that includes us. Okay. All of the individuals that identify as Israelites. Okay. What did the Lord say in Zephaniah, the first chapter? You're going to go and search Jerusalem with candles. Okay. Ezekiel, the 9th chapter, the Lord said what? Slay utterly old and young, right? Man, woman, child, maids, nobody's excluded. And start at my sanctuary, okay? Meaning that we got to know that, the Lord is heavily observing his servants and their actions, man, okay? Because ultimately, the leaders are held to the highest standard, okay? They're held to the highest standard, because what the scriptures talk about, the servant who knew his Lord's will and did it not. So if we're supposed to be servants to be Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, we're supposed to be able to push the word, all right, spread the word of what the Lord said, okay, and break it down, okay?
Yep.
Specifically regarding something as important as this, because this is a prophecy that's going to come to pass before the Lord comes back, before Yahweh Shai comes back. All right, this prophecy that we're about to go into needs to be fulfilled, man. All right, but before we go into it, we're going to read these precepts real quick. Verse 70.
Yep. Okay. This is 2 Ezra 16 and 70. And they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord.
Yep. Madmen, they should be like madmen, sparing none. Esau, Edom.
Yep.
Okay, he's going to basically go as hard as he can to try to break you, man. Like you watched in the Matrix, the part in the movie where Agent Smith, he was trying to break Morpheus. He was trying to get the code to Zion, and he had him in that interrogation room.
Yep.
They were putting the drugs in him to get him to break.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like that's what Esau, he gonna take it there, man.
Yep.
You know? So
he was cunning too.
Yeah.
He took off his little earpiece and really tried to reason with him. Like, look, I'm tired of this. You know what I mean? He was really trying to break him, bro. It's on a psychological level.
Gotham City strikes again. But that's similar situations like that is in the scriptures. Second Maccabees chapter 7, you know, basically Esau was torturing, you know, the men of the Lord, okay, before he ended up, you know, putting them to death. Okay, he tortured them to try to get them to, you know, denounce their faith, to lose faith. Okay, and you know, that's why the Lord, He's going to give us a strong spirit, man, to be able to endure this. Okay, that's it on that, right?
Yeah, it's about
Okay, yeah, kind of. It's Revelation chapter 2 and verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Yeah, hey, that's a heavy statement right there. Fear none of those things that which thou shalt suffer, which lets you know it implies that suffering is going to be part of the story. Okay, so if suffering is going to be part of the story, then guess what? Are you good? Then we should be expecting. We should be preparing our mind. We should be equipping our souls beforehand. Okay, so that we can already be warmed up to it. Okay, that way it's not a shock. Like, oh snap, I wasn't expecting this. This wasn't what I signed up for.
right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I bid up. You know what I mean? This wasn't what I bargained for. That means you don't have the vision, bro. You don't. You know what I mean? You gonna say something? I would say, yeah. That's why certain fighters, they'll do their little thing with their jaw because they get ready to get hit. Yeah. Everybody start hitting themselves. Yeah. They'll start hitting themselves, start shadow boxing, getting their body warmed up because they finna be in a fight. They finna be in there. Yeah. So once you're in there, you can't try and work. Once you're in there, you get in this. That's it. You're in a fight. You shining. You about to get shaken. You're gonna get shaken up. Right. You know what I mean? We all are gonna get shaken up, right? Yep. Okay. Go ahead. Yep. This Revelation 2 and 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. Devil, who's the devil? Self-proclaimed white man, Esau, Edom. Yep. Okay, the man that's in control of the world, he's the one that is against the power that gave us this understanding. So since he's against the Most High, consequently he's what? Against you, so-called Negro, so-called Latino, so-called Native American man, okay, or woman. He's against you, man. No matter what he says out of his mouth, everything he's saying out of his mouth is to what? Deceive you. That's why he's called the devil, right? So the deceiver or the devil shall what? Shall cast some of you into prison. You see that? He's gonna try to make you think, yeah, I'm for equal opportunity. I'm, buddy with you. Okay? But then as soon as you expose your hand of being on the Lord's side, well, he's on Satan's side.
Yeah.
So he gonna say, okay, well, you're an enemy of the state.
Yep.
We're gonna put you in, that's what we say, the C camps.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
The repurposed Walmarts.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Okay, that's where a lot of people are gonna go, including some of the believers. Okay, of the Lord, right? Go ahead. Yep. That ye may be tried. See that? That you may be tried. So during that trial period, what comes from the trial period? Okay? Refinement, man. Okay, that's what this is about. Okay, we're supposed to be getting refined, man. The trial of your faith worketh patience. The scripture says, let patience work its perfect work. You gotta let Yahweh Shai work on you, man. Okay, if we say, yeah, we want the Lord to form us in the way that, to where we could be a productive tool for him, right? Well, guess what? You ever watch any metallurgy, any type of tool or anything get made out of iron, and you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Bro, they gotta put it in the fire. Well, actually, before any of that, you gotta basically molten it. You gotta bring it to turn it to a liquefy it. Yep. Okay, and basically that burns out the impurities. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Burns them impurities out. That part right there is trial. Then you gotta be formed. You know what I mean? Then they put it back in the heat. Once it cools down, put it back in the heat. Then they strike it again until it becomes the whatever tool that it's meant to be.
Right. You have to be careful because you do too much heat or too much striking, you can crack the material. So it's a tedious process, man. Ultimately.
Con. Okay, but the Most High, He's the ultimate architect. Okay, go ahead.
Yep, it says, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days.
Yeah, that 10 days of tribulation is representing a certain amount of time, a complete amount of time that the Lord has for each individual in their walk during Jacob's trouble. Okay, during Jacob's trouble, because you got Israelites, they don't push Jacob's trouble. When the hell last time you heard Genesis talk about Jacob's trouble? Them niggas ain't thinking about that. Okay, you got to be thinking about, hey, before Yahweh comes back. Okay, hey, Jacob's trouble has to happen. The MOTB has to be made mandatory first. So knowing that those things are coming, right? Like Second Peter, book of Second Peter says. Okay, what manner of man ought we to be in all holy conversation and godliness? Okay, we already know this place is gonna melt. The elements are gonna melt with fervent heat. Do you believe that, or are you just listening because certain parts of the video sound cool? You see what I mean?
Right.
See how you can condemn yourself just by halfway agreeing, but not agreeing with everything. That's where you get people who I agree with you, beautiful teaching, brother, but
Yeah.
and then everything after the but is your condemnation. You know what I'm saying? Shouldn't be no but. Okay?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is just a land back.
Hold on real quick.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It says, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days, be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life.
That's what you got to do. You got to endure it to the end. Death is going to be brought to it. Like, this is going to be the way you're going to be able to make money. Like, if you don't take the C-hook, you ain't going to be able to be in society. You ain't going to be able to work. Right? So, in that time period, you're going to be tested unto death. They're going to also be beheading people.
Right.
We're not taking the MC Hammer, man, or the Revelation 13:16, like brothers talking about, man. So, we're going to be brought to test that level. And whatever you do, it's going to determine what rewards you get. You get that crown of life, or you're going to get that device inside of you and get that second death when Yahweh returns.
That's right. Just land back up for the priest. This is Wisdom of Solomon 2, and I'll start at 17. The point is in 19. And it says, let us see if his words be true. Now, this is ultimately going into like the priest is talking about, right? Because there's a separation that's being talked about here. They're the believers, all right, which are the elect, all right. We're gonna stand stiffly for Yahweh Shema, but this goes into what that trial period that's going to come across the whole earth, as the scripture talks about in Revelations. Okay, all right. So there are certain men, a certain number, not just believers in general, all right, of the elect, all right, as the priest beautifully brought out, all right, that are going to be tried. This is that trial period for 10 days, right? It says, so let us see if his words be true. What words? The words that we're speaking. Okay, the faith that we have, and let us prove what shall happen in the end of him.
Yeah, that's Esau.
Yeah.
Basically trying to test the limits
Yep.
of he's an experimental demon, man. So Esau being the experimental demon that he is, remember this is the same man, he cut open Eve's and women,
Yep.
you know what I mean? Cut them all up.
No anesthesia, no medicine, no nothing.
No anesthesia,
anesthesia,
just to learn about the in the name of what's it called? Gynecology.
Yeah.
Trying to learn about, women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember there was like this documentary on Esau was trying to figure out how eels reproduce. Because if you look up eels specifically, they have an interesting lifespan. You know what I mean? And there was this dude that he documented. He would fish eels for like decades, right? He would, hit them. He would slice them up. He would just cut them up, looking for their genitals, to see where they could, how come we can't find the breeding grounds to eat like everything else? They found out other stuff. They were like, but these eels, we can't figure out how they reproduce. They didn't have no reproductive organs. And the eels that they was finding didn't have no reproductive organs. So they're like, how the hell are these eels reproducing? And, you know what I mean? So Esau, he's an experimental demon.
Yeah.
Okay? So he wants to see what are the limits being, he's like hypothesizing how much torture can these guys take before they break. You know what I mean? Because he's a carnal man. That's why the scripture says basically his inheritance is going to be dung and worms. Okay? He's not going to have no eternal. And then you got people actually vying for Edomites being able to believe in Yahweh Shah. Man, bro, how you know if somebody's an Edomite or an Israelite or whatever nation they are? You know by the spirit, by their spirits individually. If you acting like an Edomite, what does it say? Walk like a duck, talk like a duck.
Yep.
Okay. You by nature you're an Edomite. But by nature you're an Israelite. That's what scripture say in Romans. You know what I mean? So here Esau showing his nature, man.
Yeah.
Which his nature is to try to what? In Genesis 27, slay his brother Jacob. Okay, that's what this is going into.
Yeah, he's all about death and destruction, man. Now, I mean, even that test that was taking place, the brother brought out, a lot of those things are being taken in a lot of these prestigious colleges, Oxford, Cambridge, these different colleges and stuff that were taking place. This was years ago. They would do these tests, especially on Eve, and that's where they got the whole saying where the black woman actually is more tolerant to pain, right? Because they were giving no anesthesias, so they would cut them open and do all this wicked ass shit. But this is what this man does, man. All right? Just to go back in here, and this is what this is going into. All right? Wisdom of Solomon 2, and step back in, 17. Let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what shall happen to him in the end of him. For if he be a just man, and be the son of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, he will help him and deliver him from the hand of his enemies. Here's the point. Let us examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience.
See that? That bullshit.
Yep.
What the? Let us examine him with this. With
despitefulness and torture.
Yeah. That's Esau gets
Demonic.
off on that shit.
Demonic, bro.
He gets off on that.
That's a demon.
So you think so? With that being said, right? You don't think that in righteousness, when the Lord establishes righteousness, Psalms 137, right? And 7, you don't think that we're gonna be able to recompense that evil upon him?
Man, double.
Okay. And so one of his
Right.
one of his inventions is what we're about to go into in Revelation 13. You can finish that off, and then we'll go into that.
I think that was pretty much the point.
Okay. Yeah.
This Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16.
And really, when you go into this chapter, it's all prophecy. Okay. Actually, matter of fact, let me see. You might can start up a little bit. Let's see. Where you at? Oh, I'm sorry. 16. Okay, I was on this side. Let me see. Let me go to the first one. Let's see. Yeah, let's just start at verse 1 and we'll skip down. Gotcha.
This Revelation chapter 13 and verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea.
Yeah, the sand of the sea again. Revelation is a book of visions, man. Okay? It's a book, the revelation of Yahweh Shai. These are visions that John, the Revelator, which he was one of the 12 apostles, he received these visions. Okay? So this is a vision that John received. Go ahead.
And saw a beast rise up out of the sea.
Yeah, the sea represents the multitudes of people. And a beast is basically a kingdom, an organized, structured, represents an organized, structured kingdom. Okay? Go ahead.
Having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Real quick. Psalms 2:1. Okay, that beast having 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast, the 7 heads are what? Great Britain, right? Spain, France, Germania Major, Germania Minor, Italy, and Greece. That's 7. Okay? Those are the main powers of NATO. Okay, now Great Britain backed out of the European Union in what was that, like maybe like 10 years ago, more or less. They called it Brexit.
Yeah.
They backed out of the European Union and they stopped using the euro. They went back to the Brit pound, right? Which from the reports that I get, it monetarily it hasn't helped them very much. But they still are a conglomerate ultimately at the end of the day. Okay, very much so. Still, that's Psalms 2 and 1. Read. You read verse 1 in its entirety yet? Okay. Read it. Read it again before you start.
This is Revelation 13 and verse 1.
Yeah.
And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Stop there. Let's get that real quick. Okay, the beast rising up out of the sea. Imagine that. This is a vision. John saw the actual like things that he's describing, but he just didn't understand all of it. At the time that he saw it, he just, he saw the vision. Some things the angel broke down, but a lot of it, he just wrote down what he saw, right? So we're going to break it down. Go ahead.
This is Psalms 2 and 1. It says, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing?
Again, the sea represents the people.
Right.
So the heathen raging, that's them basically coming together and finding out ways that they can conquer each other. Like a tempestuous ocean, fighting against itself, right? And the beast rising up out of that, right? Okay, that's it on that. Go back.
Yep. This is Revelation 13, and starting back where I started. And 1. Having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns.
Yep. Again, the horns and the crowns. Those 10 horns, when NATO was first formed, it was 10. Okay? It was 10 countries.
Yep.
Okay? And then of course other nations have, joined themselves unto them since then. Okay, but it's all part of that beast system.
Yeah, okay. Spain and Portugal, they were like one. They pretty much counted as one. When you really break it down, each one's
yeah, we got it on the chart down there.
Yeah, the actual history of it. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, they all, are part of that beast. It says upon the horns 10 crowns. Okay, so they all got dominion power because these are the ones that are ruling over the earth. You got to understand how the world works. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. We jump straight to Revelation 13 and 16 all the time.
Right.
But this chapter in its entirety does a really good job of explaining how did we get to where we at today. You know what I mean? Like, when was NATO formed? Do you even know? As a listener, how NATO and the European Union, like, what era did that come into fruition?
And why was it put together?
Yeah.
All right, that's another question. All right.
And the answer is directly after World War II, okay, the European Union and NATO was formed. And it was established as basically international regulatory system to prevent any future world wars from breaking out. Okay?
Right. If I may add, too, it was also an answer because the Soviet Union, which went down at that time, so it's pretty much an answer. You know what I mean? It was put together also for that as well.
Yeah.
It's to be in opposition to the Soviet Union.
Well, that's why what immediately preceded the World War II was the Cold War. It was the Cold War was the arms race.
Yeah.
How big could they get these missiles? And then that was the Lord working on their minds to continue to build up that beast of destruction.
Right.
Okay. So here it is. You got 50-year-old. Well, really, the atom bomb, that shit was in the 40s. They started development on that like in the early 40s. Okay. That's what, 80 years ago? You know what I'm saying? And so you don't think that 80 years gone by and they haven't made advancements, and they've been for scoffers like Vocab Malone. You don't think that the capacity to make 200 million missiles, like the scriptures say, ICBM missiles, you don't think that we have that capacity? Come on, bro. You know, you got it, bro. It's a public holiday. You got it, bro. You know what I mean? So that's why these scoffers gonna get put to death, man. Okay. Anyway, let's keep going on that.
Yep. It's Revelation 13 and verse 1. And upon his heads the names of blasphemy.
Yeah, because ultimately, like the scripture says in Revelation, the 11th chapter, you know, Yahweh was crucified here, you know, in Babylon the Great. Spiritually, you know, his everything about him gets tainted. His name was changed. His image, the resemblance of him was changed. What he stood for was changed by this devil. Okay, people. So it's blasphemy. Also, just the existence of this place. Like, sodomy is illegal now. Okay, all of these different things. Democracy. What's the etymology of democracy? Demon. Okay, we want to spread demon rule. That's what their motto is. They want to spread demon rule upon the earth. Okay, go ahead.
You want to jump into
Yeah. Well, it goes into how the Roman Empire. Yeah, basically. No, keep going a little bit.
Okay.
Keep going.
Yep. This Revelation 13 and 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard.
Yeah. So basically, this beast with 7 heads and 10 horns, it took aspects of fallen empires and applied it to itself. Okay, the leopard that it was likened unto is talking about the Grecian Empire. Okay, they took aspects of the Grecian Empire because that was Esau too, and they applied it to themselves. Go ahead.
And his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion.
Right. All of those were beasts that were in Daniel the 7th chapter. Yep. Okay, the bear represented the Medo-Persian Empire, and the lion represented the Babylonian Empire. So this is like a evolved form of all those previous empires that, guess what, all had Israel in captivity. Okay, go ahead.
It says his mouth was as the mouth of a lion, and the dragon gave him his power.
Right. The dragon, again, man, is this beast system. Okay, go ahead.
It says, and his seat and great authority.
Go ahead.
Verse 3. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death.
Because ultimately, one of the 7 heads was Italy, right? The Roman Empire ultimately got stricken down. Okay, go ahead.
And his deadly wound was healed.
Right, and it was revived or revived as Babylon the Great or America. Okay, go ahead.
And all the world wondered after the beast.
Yeah, because they have power, you know, to basically subdue the earth. Like when NATO bombed, Kosovo and Bosnia.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean?
Bombing campaign they went on.
Yeah, like nobody could fuck. Like everybody was like, yeah, like we can't challenge nobody that's in this group because all of them just gonna come together and jack us up. Like if you attack one head, there's 6 other heads coming to, like, so nobody, you know what I mean? No, like how you gonna take that down, right? That's all the other, you know, government bodies that was not part of the beast system directly, they wanted after the beast was like, damn, like, ain't no way, even if we all combined forces, that we could beat them, right? So go ahead.
Verse 4. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him?
Yeah, the dragon, okay, which is ultimately this devil Esau. Okay, he's the one that is powering this beast system. Okay, so I mentioned the dragon earlier, but basically the dragon, because the scriptures say what, the old serpent, the devil, okay, being cast into hell, he's gonna, his time is coming too. Okay, but yeah, dragon, the serpent, right? Go ahead.
Yep, in verse 5. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies.
Yeah, Esau talking about, yeah, we can go. We went to the moon. We can defy God. We don't have to, follow His rules anymore.
Yeah.
We've cured this disease.
Yeah.
We have this injection that you can put, and we can fight Mother Nature.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. What he said was, if God doesn't stop us from raining, we'll just create our own rain.
Yeah, we'll create our own rain. Look at Dubai. We
Yeah.
made cloud seeding. We can make it rain heart programs. We can do our own thing, right? Go ahead, CERN. You know what I mean? Like, we're open. You know what I mean? We're doing our own shit. Like, right? Great things they're speaking. Okay, go ahead.
And power was given unto him to continue 40 and 2 months.
Right. That time period that keeps coming up. 40 and 2 months. That which is 3.5 years, which is symbolic the 350 years. And this is another beautiful prophecy that lets us know more or less, like, this is how much time this devil has had. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's up, bro.
Yeah.
It's up. He had the time, to be in power over the earth. Like Scripture's talking about in Revelation 20, being loose a little season.
Yep.
He's had that little season. That season's over. Okay? It's that 40 and 2 months, the 350 years that it talks about in I think in the same chapter, but also in Ezekiel. But no, it's also in Revelation.
Revelation
11.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 40 and 2 months, 350 years of rulership.
Yep.
Okay. And pretty much, man, that time is up. When you look into it, 1620 to 1970. So
our own time.
that's exactly took the words out of my mouth. This shit is really already over.
Yeah.
Like, it's still in existence, but you know what I mean. Its judgment is sealed. It's irreversible.
Yeah.
Okay. So I wanted to build up the what's it called? The anticipation, like, you know what I mean, on this, because all this stuff, the Lord's allowing him to grow. And in the chapter, it talks about him instituting this mark, right? Which we're gonna get to. Keep going. What verse?
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
This Revelation chapter 13 and verse 5. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. And power was given unto him to continue 40 and 2 months.
See, so that power is almost up, man. Okay? That power is almost up. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against the Heavenly Father, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven.
See that? Which the existence of America is blasphemy towards Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Right.
Okay, every church that's established, okay, with idolatry, okay, it's blasphemy. Okay, he says manifest destiny. Y'all help me out too, like, these different things throughout time. Manifest destiny. Said, like, in the name of the Lord, we're gonna conquer. 444. We're gonna conquer from East Coast to West Coast. Manifest destiny, saying, oh yeah, it's God's will that we take all of this land from the Native Americans and we claim it under one state, the United States.
And rightfully so, they were right, because that was prophecy ultimately. Well, Scripture says what? Man's goings are the Lord. So ultimately, it was written that they were supposed to do that. Ultimately, why? Because as we in this lesson, priest people brought out, we're in the time of his judgment, man, for all those things. He has to pay now for all those things that he's done. I mean, this is going all the way back to the garden, but we're just talking in this latter end time as we're entering into this technocracy, okay, which is his final go around, or his final hoorah, if you will.
Well, he's doing it now.
Yeah.
What's Netanyahu? Yeah. he called the Philistines on Eli. He said, man, y'all are epileptic. They trying to put them to death right now.
God damn.
You see what I'm saying? So they still doing it to this day.
Yeah.
Under the banner of them so-called quote unquote coming in and righteousness.
You're not gonna stop.
Putting everybody to death, man. This is verse 7. It says, and it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given unto him over kindreds and tongues and nations.
See that? So he's constantly at war. We at war. We've been conquered, but we at war. He's been at war with Israel. Okay, pretty much at every given opportunity. Okay, and it's gonna be open. It's gonna be open. We started off with that in 2 Ezra 16. It's gonna be done openly, but he systematically tried to destroy Israel off the face of the earth since he's gotten in power. With people moves that needs to implement it, okay, during the 1400s, 1500s,
Right.
all the way down to recent times, okay, targeting Israelite babies with the recommended jump shots.
Yep.
I ain't even talking about the the 2020 jump shot. I'm talking about just the ones that they give out to babies when they first born.
Yep.
Like there's part of the schedule that they give you, for jump shots, specifically designed to cause autism in babies of that demographic, Israelite babies. Okay, there's whole documentaries done on this stuff. Okay, them covering up, the fact that, the jump shot from, the major one, yeah, it did cause, you know what? No, I'm talking about in the blood.
Okay, got it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, it did cause that.
Yeah.
They're admitting that shit now.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
so it's like, bro, this devil is not gonna stop. Okay, but how ignorant are you gonna be to continue to ignore the signs is the question.
Right, because even when he came out with that, what was the first thing he said that he had? What was the first demographic of people that had to get it? That he pushed over and over again? Okay, and it was for that whole peace and safety bullshit, for the blacks and the Latinos. You know why? Specifically, all of a sudden, you've been, like the priest said, and the scripture says, you've been putting us through hell, all right, for 350 plus years. Well, we can go all the way back. We're just talking about here in Babylon, right? Then all of a sudden, here at the latter end, now you got this jump shot, which now you care about our well-being. All right, and now we're at the latter end time where now we're seeing these sea lots that are happening within the bloodstream, right? And all these things that are happening. Now you got whistleblowers that are coming out and telling you what this stuff's been all about, right? This poison that this man has pushed out. So this is what this man has done. It's been nonstop.
Yeah.
You see?
Real quick, I'm gonna get this. I looked up what is herd. I'm gonna just say the word one time.
Okay.
What is herd vaccination? Right? It says. It says it is often a part of herd immunity strategy. Is a public health approach where a large portion of a population is given to indirectly protect those who are not immune.
Damn.
So basically, in the name of protection of the whole population here, we're gonna give you guys this, and then y'all spread it to the ones who don't get it directly.
Damn, right.
So really, we got that shit.
Yep.
Through transmission.
Yep.
Because a certain amount of people got it. A certain amount of people got it. Let's say you get with a woman that she got the what's it called?
Mm-hmm.
That means that shit's in your bloodstream too.
Absolutely, bro.
You know Jake don't be wrapping up. No. So
I mean, but look, the same thing. Look what he did with the Tuskegee experiment. When Gad came over here, right? This man literally shot Jacob with the impulse just to see, all right, what the effects would be, man. Just sit there and watch. I mean, how fucking wicked can you be, man? You want to shoot somebody, inject them with poison, then just to watch to see what you do, and then you want to do and take. And what that is data and information. Okay, This is what this man's MO has been since he's been on here on the earth, man. It's always been literally. Well, what did he tell? He said, at the time of the morning, my father Isaac is at hand, then I shall slay my brother Jacob. Isn't that what he said? And that's been nonstop. You see?
Quick precept. This is Luke 21 and 25. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars and upon the earth distress of nations, which we see happening with Esau's rulership. He's done nothing but take peace from the earth.
Ooh, I got this right here.
He's basically bringing straight persecution to everybody, man. Bringing hell upon them. It says with perplexity in the sea and the waves roaring. And I'm getting it so I can get that word distress for you. This is the definition of distress right here. I'm gonna get the root word of it. This is the root word of the stretch. It says suneko. It says suneko. Suneko. Definition 3. It says of a cattle squeeze that pushing in on each side, forcing the beast into a position where it cannot move, so the farmer can administer medication. So that's going exactly what y'all just going into.
Yep.
He's forcing y'all to bend the knee.
Yep.
Bringing all types of hell on you. So what? You gonna rely on him for the things you rely on the Lord for.
Yep.
You get sick, yeah, come to me. I'm gonna make you get sick and I'm gonna make you have to come to me. See, I'm gonna kill you.
Yep.
See, with everything I push in the world.
Yep.
That's what's happening, man.
Pause it all. I got to fix it real quick. Let's lay back on you. This is Revelation 6 and 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. Okay, so that power, okay, rulership, authority, that red horse goes into Esau, Edom, right? He was given power, he was given rulership, authority. But what was his job to do, as it says? To take peace from the earth. All right, wars upon wars, nonstop wars, especially since Babylon has been erupted. It's been 17 years of peace since this kingdom has been forwarded, man. 17 years of peace, man, and 250. Okay, when it says it was given unto him a great sword. Okay, who was given the blessing of the sword? Okay, so the scriptures identify the culprit. He identifies the criminal, man. Okay, if you have the Spirit upon you and it's working with you to be able to see, all right, and you understand the characteristics, all right, of these people here on the earth. All right, so this man was ordained to do this, and this is why there's been no rest. This is why there's been constant bloodshed. This is why there's been constant war. This man is at war with the earth, with food, with nature, with everything, man. This is why this man must be removed. All right, but here he is in his last hurrah, where he's getting ready to forward something that the whole world he's expecting is to bend the knee to, man. And a lot of people, a certain number of people are going to do it. A huge number of people are going to do it, particularly 2/3 of our own people, man. You see?
Got it, sure. Yeah, go ahead. This is Revelation 13 and verse 8. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are now written in the book of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world.
Yep. So basically, anybody that doesn't believe in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Jeremiah 10. You're gonna believe. You're gonna fall for it. Okay. You're gonna fall for what this devil is gonna try to basically make you worship him. Okay. You're gonna fall for it, man, because you don't believe in nothing. You don't believe in nothing more powerful than you think Esau basically is the most powerful thing on the earth. He's conquered everything. Okay, Jeremiah 10.
Okay. This is Jeremiah 10 and 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh against you, O house of Israel. Speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the ways of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
See that? So learn not the way of the heathen, because the way of the heathen is, this Esau, man, he got the power, yeah. Okay? He's gonna, try to make you think that he's the one that really created all this stuff, right? Or has the power to at least manipulate things,
Right.
okay? What is that, Ezekiel 28? You know, he's thinking that he is God, sitting in the seat of God.
Yep.
Right?
Posing himself as God. Yep.
You see? So go ahead.
This is verse 9, Revelation 13 and 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. Verse 10. He that
Right, pause that. Pause that. If any man has an ear, again, we started from the top.
Right.
Okay? Because the title is Revelation 13 and 16, but we still on verse 10. Yeah, we could jump straight to verse 16. Yeah, it took us 45 minutes just to get to verse 10.
Gotta get that meat.
But guess what? We getting all the meat off the bone, man. Okay? If you got something better to do, then be my guest. All right? Check this out. Go ahead.
This is verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Yeah, because it talks about this powerful beast, all these people worshiping him conquering the earth. Okay? But check this out. It gives us hope. Because it kind of gets a little discouraging once you get up to this point, like, damn, this devil, this heathen, he ruling the earth. What the hell is really going on?
Yeah.
Right? But it says, he that has an ear, a spiritual ear. Okay? Let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. It's an equation. Okay? Go ahead.
Yep. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
That means Esau, starting with him, you're going into captivity, man, which is slavery.
Just for his sake.
It's not
slavery.
It's not indentured servitude.
No.
You're going into slavery. Okay?
Yep.
You're going to be killed with the sword. That's your destiny.
Yep.
Pal.
Yep.
Go ahead, Ak.
Here is the patience and faith of the saints.
Yeah. That's what we're looking forward to. Okay? We're looking forward to this devil going into slavery like the so-called Negroes went into slavery, man.
That's right.
Okay? Like the so-called Latinos and the Native Americans were killed.
Yep.
This devil's going to be killed.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
Go ahead, bro.
Verse 11.
And I'm not talking about anybody that's light-skinned. Don't get simple, man.
Right.
Okay? We're talking about the souls of the slave masters and their descendants. The souls of the Roman Caesars, you know, like, you know, the first, what was it, 13?
The colonies.
No. I'm talking about the first Roman Caesars. Oh, you know, the first Caesar, because, you know, eventually Jake started getting up in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
First 13
Up to, or 12, my bad, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Up to, you know, Titus, Vespasian, Domitian,
Yep.
on back.
Yep.
All right? Them devils, you know? What is it? Seleucid Empire descendants, you know?
Yep.
Cassander, okay? Ptolemaic Empire descendants,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Yeah. Seleucid. Yep.
Yeah, Seleucid Empire descendants.
That's where
Lysimachus.
What's his name? Antiochus came from out of there.
You know what I mean?
You know?
These devils, man. Okay? Well, that's our patience. That's our faith. We hold firm in that. We know these devils are gonna get recompensed. We know for a fact Yahweh Shai is gonna recompense these devils for what they've done.
And can I just grab this just really
Please.
quick? Just squeeze into that. This is Isaiah 14:21. It says, "Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers."
Yeah. So reincarnation.
Yep.
You was back 100, 200, 500, however many years ago,
Right.
being a devil.
Yep.
And you still doing the same shit in 2025, going into 2026.
Yep.
Being a devil.
Yep.
Okay. But you're the child or the great grandchild of yourself coming back in the reincarnation. Okay. And you're going to catch hell for what you did in your past life, because guess what? You died a good old age.
Man.
not having to catch no hell for being a straight demon.
Yep. Surrounded by all your family, tucked in bed.
Yeah.
You just whisked off into the spirit world all nice, left money for your family and shit. The Lord got you pegged, man. This is why reincarnation is a nightmare to these people, man.
That's why you read chapters like Isaiah 30, what is that? Isaiah 34, Isaiah 64.
Yep.
It's the time of the recompense of Zion, man.
That's right.
For all these heathens, they've done nothing to put us in captivity. They didn't help. They didn't come help Israel. Oh shit, we're gonna go help them something, you know. We're gonna help Gad over here and Seminole Indians, Gad and Reuben. We're gonna come help y'all. No, the niggas helped us be more in slavery. Yep. They own the fucking stores with the drugs in the stores, man.
Absolutely.
They working in the fucking pharmacy. I'll come get your serpent venom. Come get that stabber, which took out a lot of you Israelites, man.
Yep.
They was helping out with that shit.
Yep.
See? So the Lord ain't dealing with these goddamn heathen, man. They didn't give a fuck about you. And guess what? We're not gonna the house of David, which that's the elect are, ain't gonna give a fuck about y'all.
That's right.
It's gonna be hardcore bondage, man.
That's right. That's right.
Slavery.
There's gonna be a lot of death, man. Goes on to say, I'm sorry from the top. It says, prepare slaughter, Isaiah 14 and 21. For his children, for the iniquity, the sins upon sin, right? Of their forefathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. It will let you know whose world is this. 2 Ezra 6:9 says Esau's the end of the world. So has he not filled the face of the world with cities? So what is this talking about? It's talking about your end, man. The Lord said, prepare slaughter. That's what we're out here doing. As we're preaching the word of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, it's preparing slaughter for y'all, man. If you can receive it. You see?
Yeah, preparing slaughter for the Edomites, man.
That's right, man.
Okay, go ahead.
This is Revelation 13 and verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. And he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon.
This is specifically talking about representing America.
Right.
Okay, Babylon the Great. This beast here, another beast, okay, specifically talking about America now. So now, in verse 11, now, from 11 on down, we're talking about specifically America, okay, in prophecy now. Okay, now let's say you got an issue with that interpretation. Okay, you break it down. What does it mean? Okay, what is that? Because where it says they had two horns, okay, which is both attached to the same beast, okay. Two horns like a lamb, okay. The Republicans, excuse me, and the Democrats,
Yep.
okay. Two horns on the same dragon,
Yep.
okay, on the same beast, I should say.
Yep.
Okay, two horns like a lamb coming. A lamb is humble, right? They want you to think, yeah, every year, they got the debate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this for you guys. Well, I'm gonna legalize weed. Well, I'm gonna
make America great.
well, I'm gonna do tax cuts. I'm gonna do this. Like a lamb, like basically like innocent, like they're not gonna do no harm. But really they're a wolf in lamb or a wolf in sheep's clothing. Okay? And it says they say as a dragon. The dragon is good at beguiling.
Right.
It's cunning, like,
Yep. Yep.
a serpent.
Yep.
Like in the guard time. The subtitle. Boy, that's what I was thinking. A serpent or a dragon is subtitle. It knows how to, beguile or trick or lie to you.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yep, this is verse 12. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him.
Right? He exercised the power of the Roman Empire. Okay? Ultimately, at that time, the Roman Empire, that was the head of the earth. Well, now, Babylon is the whore that rides on top of that beast. Okay, with 7 heads and 10 horns.
Yep. And if I may add, it talks about the lamb with 2 horns. It says exercising the power of the first beast, because the first beast, it was what? The patricians and the plebeians.
Right.
All right. And now here in the second beast, it's what we just talked about. The Democrats and the Republicans exercising that same power once again in this latter end, man.
Right.
Got it?
That's right.
Yep.
Okay, they got the Caesars, you know,
Yep.
you rule, and then, but it's not a lineage thing. It's not a monarchy.
Yeah.
It's like an election thing.
Yep. Yep.
But it's rigged. Just like back then they was killing each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that becomes Caesar. Like it was like a governmental thing.
Yep.
Like now it's like the same shit. Right? Go ahead.
Yep. Revelation 13 and 12.
And it talks about this, bro. It talks about this in First Maccabees, like in detail, how the Romans, they were not as the other, like, what's it, First Maccabees, like,
Yeah.
something
The
like
house
or something like that. You know, real quick. You know what I'm saying? Let's just type in Rome. First Maccabees 14, 12.
Okay,
Okay,
8:15.
8:15.
Yep. It says, this is First Maccabees 8, outside of 14. Yet for all of this, none of them wore a crown or was clothed in purple to be magnified thereby. Moreover, how they made for themselves a Senate house, wherein 320 men sat and counseled daily, consulting a way for the people to the end that they may be well ruled.
Yeah, that's the Senate now. They call it the same thing.
Yep.
The Senate.
Yep.
And you know the House of Representatives. You know,
And it's still that same, pretty much that same number, 300 and something men to this day.
Like yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
It
And
goes
they're
straight.
either on one side or another. Like they either Republican or Democrat.
Yep. Yep.
Go ahead.
And it goes on, says, and they committed their government to one man every year who ruled over their country, and that all were obedient to that one, and that there was neither envy or emulation among them.
See that? So this one man is presiding, or he is the president
Yep.
of the United States of America.
That's what's talked about right here in this 2:1.
Okay. Which that was talking about the Roman Empire at that time, but like I said, yeah, read that part again.
Hey, exercise
again. Yeah, go ahead. Read that again.
This is Revelation 13 and 11.
This should be history that you should know.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You have to understand the history to understand the mystery, man.
It is.
Okay. Go ahead, bro.
This is Revelation 13 and 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. And he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon.
That's talking about America, Babylon the Great, as we said. Go ahead.
Verse 12. And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him,
First beast being the Roman Empire. Go ahead.
and causeth the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast.
Right. You worshiping the same shit that the Romans worship. Okay. The Colosseum is stadium.
Yeah.
AT&T Stadium where the Cowboys played yesterday.
Yep.
Cowboys beat the Commanders. Everybody with it. They're in Roman Saturnalia yesterday,
Yeah.
watching the Coliseum.
Yep.
Niggers
The gladiators.
play to the end, not to the death, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's Rome, bro. Roman Saturnalia was just yesterday. The American version of it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, bro, you can't tell me that this is not Rome 2.0.
Bro, that's a beautiful point. Literally, when it talks about exercising the power of the first beast, that's what we was just witnessing that yesterday.
Yeah.
Right now, with the games, with Saturnalia,
Yeah.
that's exercising the power of the first beast.
Yeah.
Bro, it's speaking right now, man.
Right. And also in this military campaign, but it's so many aspects of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so.
It says, and
Oh, he
causeth-
just bombed Nigeria. I'm sorry. It's fucking bombed Nigeria. You know what I'm saying? This week.
Jeez. Yep.
When the hell did Nigeria become a threat to anybody? But this devil, they got oil. We don't want Moab to,
Yep.
you know, get no power over there. Let's fuck these, you know?
Yep. You know, Esau's God, what they say, gold, got their God, God, is gold, oil, and drugs.
Yeah. That's it.
That's this devil's God, man.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yep, this Revelation 13 and 12, in the middle of the verse. It says, and causeth the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed.
You see that? Again, the first beast is the Roman Empire.
Yep.
All right. And it was revived, that deadly wound, okay, because Rome did fall. Rome went down,
Yep.
but ultimately it was healed, all right, and revived. okay, ultimately through Babylon the Great. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
Right. Now, again, going back to the beast of 2025, all right, NATO bombed Bosnia and Kosovo, all right. He made that fire come down from heaven and ultimately made the earth, respect his presence.
Was that bombing activity?
Okay? Go ahead.
Revelation 13 and verse 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on earth by means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
See that? Oh, the whole earth wondered, like, wow. Like, in the name of, NATO, I'm able to accomplish all of these things. I'm able to make these people basically, uh, tremble before me. That's why when you read in Isaiah 14, is this that caused the earth to tremble? Right? Hell from beneath is moved to meet me. Okay, because when he falls, is this he that had, that had everybody, shook, basically? Okay, all the other nations, they're going to see the downfall of this place, man.
Can I grab something real quick?
Go ahead.
Just land here. And this is just to back up what the priest is talking about. This is called the American Treaty of Rome. All right, it says what it is. It's a foundational treaty created the European Economic Community, the EEC, a precursor to the EU focused on economic instigator and a free movement. It says the U.S. role as a strong, long-standing partnership with the EU, viewing it as crucial for security, economic prosperity, and human rights. So this is Rome all over again, man. You see? As the priest brought out beautifully, All right, that's that. America's that is that horde that sits on top of NATO. All right, all the conglomerate of the beast that got the conglomerate of nations. That's what gives her power. You see?
Man, those vassal states. That
Yep.
America has its vassals now.
Same thing, bro.
It's like, because like that's why it says the horror riding upon the beast. America's the head, and those other nations are feeding into the head.
Yep.
This Revelation 13 and 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on earth by means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
Right. Again, Bosnia, Kosovo.
Yep.
Okay. They basically, America has the power to, do certain things through, NATO. Like, okay, we're NATO, so we can do this. We can do these things because who's gonna stop us? Okay, go ahead.
Saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which did wound by a sword and did live.
Don't walk in
Right.
front of the script.
The image of the beast
Sorry, guys.
is ultimately, again, the NWO agenda. That's the goal. Read it again. Call and read it.
This Revelation 13 and 14, it reads, it says, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live.
Mhm. Again, the image of the beast. So when you hear an image or the image of the beast, it's not talking about like a statue of something, like this big 1,000-foot image of, you know what I mean, of Rome or something. It's the ideology and the mindset, the philosophy that comes with what this devil is trying to accomplish. Okay, his NWO, New World Order agenda, that's what the image of the beast is talking about. Okay, basically being able to rule over you and be a god unto you and have you worship him. Okay, that's the objective, that he wants to push out, and he wants everybody to see that vision, to have that vision that he has. He wants everybody to have the accept the philosophy of, yes, like, this is what we're gonna do on the earth. Moism, that's gonna be okay. Democracy, you're gonna have to accept it. right? All of these things that are wicked and against you, how about Yahweh Shai? That's what we want you to partake in.
Yep.
That's the image of the beast. Okay.
Yep. Got the word. Matter of fact, I got the word image.
Yeah. Whatever.
Oh, yeah. Yep. This is image likeness, a general impression that a person, organization, or product presents to the public. Make a representation of an external form of. So it's a likeness, like the brother said. It's not necessarily a portrait or a statue. Like it's a likeness.
Okay.
Yep, I got this. I'm just get the Strongs. It says likeness, profile, or representation, resemblance. So what basically this N-W-O is democracy, the way its military works, be it like basically coming as if it's for the people, having themselves where it's not like a legacy, whoever's gonna be the president or the king. All this stuff goes to the N-W-O. It's technology, AI. These are all the image of the beast in these different religions. So Christianity is ultimately a part of it, but that's not the actual image.
Yeah.
You have guys say that it's the image of Cesare Borgia, but no, it's the way his likeness, the system is set up.
Yeah. The religion that he pushes, you know what I mean? The lies too.
Yep.
Okay. But go ahead, bro. You got it.
This Revelation 13 and verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Right. So again, you worshiping the image of the beast, you becoming subservient unto the NWO agenda, okay, is what you're going to have to do if you want to continue to participate in this man's society. Okay, that's why what we're doing is considered treason. Okay, because we're openly rejecting and saying, no, don't accept it. Okay, do not believe this devil when he tells you, yeah, you're going to be able to put, you know, which we're going to get into it. Like now you see now.
Yeah.
We're going to be able to put this into you and you're going to be like gods. You're going to be able to, you know, be extra, what's the word? Like, no, like, basically, when it comes to biotechnology, right, you're going to be able to augment whatever you already are given naturally. You're going to be able to augment, meaning to add on to, you know, whatever your current situation is. Okay? So that's what, and you're gonna buy you, but you have to buy into the idea of the NWO agenda because the dystopian future is gonna be sold to you as a utopia.
Right.
Okay? But a dystopia is the opposite of that. A utopia is like a place that doesn't exist yet, but it's like all positive and great. But dystopia is a place that in the future is actually hell. Okay? He's gonna try to sell you on the idea of a utopia and create a dystopia where basically you have no way of getting out of his rulership. Okay? Because you took the physical representation, okay, of what you already believed when you accepted the image. Okay? Go ahead.
This is Revelation 13 and 16.
Hold on 1 second. I want to read this comment. This Android shit pass. Respect.
This is part of this man's.
Yeah. Bug out shit. Yeah. I want to see something. Let me see. I want to read this comment. What are your highest levels of education? Oh man, I love it.
Beautiful.
What's the scripture? In Acts. Well, that too. 2 Corinthians. I don't know why I read that comment. But I just want to answer it real quick. Real quick. I want to get this one. Somebody get John 7 and 15 real quick. Okay, and I'm just gonna read that one and go straight to it. That's it.
This John chapter 7, and I'm gonna get verse 15. And it reads, and the Jews marveled, saying,
Start at verse 14.
God, yep. This John 7 and 14. Now about
This is to answer your question, scoffer.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yep, John 7 and 14. Now about the midst of the feast, Yahushua, who were called Jesus, went up into the temple and taught. Verse 15.
I believe that's talking about the Feast of Dedication. We just got out of it. So go ahead.
Verse 15. And the Jews marveled, saying, how knoweth this man letters, having never learned?
Okay. Stop right there. Got it in the NLT.
Got it. 14. This is John 7.
7.
Yep, 7 and 14 and 15. Then midday, through the festival, Yahushua went up to the temple and began to teach. And the people were surprised when they heard him. How does he know so much when he hasn't been trained? They asked.
See that? So it doesn't matter. I could have failed kindergarten.
Yeah.
If we know the scripture, y'all are good. Yeah. If we know the scriptures, does it matter?
I got something I want to add to it.
Go ahead.
This is 1 Corinthians 3 and 19. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with Yahushua. For it is written, he taketh the wise at their own craftiness. All right, we speak the wisdom of Yahushua, a mystery. That's why you can't get it.
Yeah. I just felt like addressing
I know.
it. You know what I mean?
I know.
Because some brothers didn't graduate high school. But guess what? They gonna get on the chariot before you.
Right. I was just sitting here watching us.
You see? And then also some brothers have doctorates. Who gives a fuck?
That's all bullshit.
Can that doctorate get you on the chariot?
Right.
Okay. You see? Oh, Paul said he was a master of the law. He was the Pharisee of the Pharisees. Right. He said, I count all of that done for the excellency of Yahushua. Right. So he was on the level. Yeah. But he said it's bullshit. That's right. So we'll go back to that. And hold on, let me see what else we got. Let's see. It was a simple question.
Got a simple answer.
It was a simple question. No need to get emotional about it. Are you offended? No, I'm just want to read it just for fun. You know, y'all know I like to have fun, bro.
I know.
Are you offended that I would ask you? A lot of these people too, you know, they aren't actual like people, like they're like bots, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of comments on there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who the hell would get mad at a comment on YouTube? Anyway, we could go on. Yeah.
This Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
So you see, it took us an hour to get there, but we've arrived.
Right.
Like Ariella said, if you stayed this long, congratulations. Okay? Because that word mark, which you're gonna go ahead and get right now, okay, is talking about a physical representation, okay, or a physical thing that you're gonna get that only people who have accepted the image in their head already are gonna receive.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Right. And this word mark here. Mark. This is G5480. Charagma. It says a stamp, an imprinted mark. Stamp on the forehead, a right hand, a badge of servitude of followers of the Antichrist.
Right, and that word charagma is an implant, man. Okay, go ahead.
It says a scratch or an etching. All right, basically a graven mark, an image. All right, it's something that's going to break the skin.
Turn it into the flesh.
Right, a delivery system, if you will.
Right, get their word.
The word is karak. It says a pale or stake, a palisade.
Yeah, a pale or a stake. Like you impale someone. You get impaled by a fucking. That's what I hope that happens to these scoffers. You're gonna get impaled, man. You're gonna get a karak. Okay? But no, and you know, you impale something, something sharp into another thing.
Yeah, you're breaking the surface and you're sticking into something.
Right. Okay?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, yeah. Or a stake. Or drive a stake through the ground.
Yep.
Taking that ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what that was.
Right. A palisade was used like a you know, like to stab the hell out of, like a javelin, but you don't throw it. You just keep it in your keep it in your hand. And you got the horse would ride the palisade.
Yep.
It's like a joust stick, but it's actually meant to kill.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Right, you know, the horsemen, they ride with the palisade. You get stabbed, you get impaled with one of them bones, you out of there.
Yeah.
That's the root word of that word, paragma.
Yep.
So, paragma, again, that's the word for mark.
Yep.
Okay, which that is, again, something that's going to impale or an insertion or an incision in the flesh.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
Go ahead, back in that scripture, Bible shop. And that specific incision or insertion is going to be what? That specific needle that goes in and inserts that RFID seed in them. Okay, and we know that because of what it continues to say in the rest of the chapter. Go ahead.
Yep. Revelation 13 and verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Right. So if you don't have the mark, okay, which the name of the beast represents 666, ultimately. Okay. The number of the beast, same thing. Okay. The name of the beast and the number of the beast represents 6. We already know that number is 666.
Right.
Okay. High size sticky. Okay. So read that again.
In Revelation 13 and 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark, or the name of the beast.
Yeah. Because barcode has 6 at the beginning, 6 in the middle, and 6 at the end.
Yep. The longer lines of that.
The longer lines. Okay. Also, the man that created the barcode was George Barr. He had 6 letters in his middle name, first name, last name, middle name.
Yep.
Okay. But ultimately, it goes into tie size stigma. Okay, 666. Okay, which that in itself, 6, the number 6, representative of cutting and flesh. You're gonna have to turn your brightness down. It's not about focus, it's the brightness. Yeah, down like it. That's fine. I'm sort of wrong with you.
If you can see right there that the brother beautifully brought out of the barcode. All right, so we know that's going into what? That's going into commerce. He said you can't buy or sell without this. See?
That's right. Okay. Let's make that out, Mom.
This Revelation 13 and 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
Yeah, the number of a man. Man is flesh. Man is carnal. Okay. Who's the carnal man? Who's the natural man here on the earth? Esau. Okay, he's not the spiritual man. He's the carnal man. Okay, 666. Okay, and again, when you go into that chi, psi, stigma, each of those letters, chi, psi, and stigma, in the Greek, they all represent elements of this man's beast system. Okay, the stigma, is an insertion. Okay, another one is the medical system, and I have to go back on the third, but they're all elements that this man is going to use to basically get you to accept and insist on that.
Yep.
So that's you want to wrap it up. They got you didn't get just no, it's fine. You left on it. It's man, Lord willing, Aparat that was edifying, man. With that, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles, of the great millstone. Peace, society, saints, the city elect. So next time we say, Shalom.
Shalom.